Greetings. Thank you for joining us. This would be uh Uttu. I don't know how to pronounce this. We'll just do the best we can here. Uttu. I can't even pronounce my own name. So, Uttu, Anunnaki, history of human universe, of the human universe. That's at least the energy I was receiving. And Agartha, Ice Queen. So, I'm going to continue with Agartha also with this. Of course, I've done Palladians, I've done Arcturians. I haven't done too much Agarthian energy. I think that's necessary. And when I connect to Agartha, I see Ice Queen, like we see in fairy tales. So, let's see. So this is Uttu. I'm gonna butcher this name. Uttu. Just, I guess I should have looked this up. I think this is gonna be a problem for I won't lie. But either way, this is Enki's daughter, and their history looks really, yeah, not worth repeating. Let's put it that way. Do your own research on that one. Yeah. So, give a bit of an update of where things are. My deck of the woods. I can do this right. ZionTower.com. Private sessions. The scheduler. We're in the channel. I'll go ahead and zoom and channel on my phone. The shop, I'm on 22nd, I think. Yeah. Same situation here. Other channels here is I do recommend. Social Network, Rabbit, and Behind the Scene. And a lot of this stuff will be, what's here will be on the main channel eventually. That's the plan. It just takes me time to put it all together. It's going to be like a movie. So it's in the works. That's all I can say. Basically. So just channel messages, that's all. I think I'm out of focus, so no, it doesn't matter. So, okay, we're going to Enki's daughter. And then go into Ice Queen, Ice Princess, and whoever else I feel is necessary to bring in. So, anything else? That's about it. Blessings, positive energies. About it. All right, take care. Here we go. Greetings. I am Utah. Greetings to you. The dynamics of where a human comes from, your soul, your essence, your laughter, song within your self, of yes, the history of my connection with my family is Anunnaki has a strange way of growing through the family compared to what you are used to. But you have to start somewhere. As living beings are very connected to their siblings, eventually you have to separate that. But as an early Anunnaki, it was normal to be very connected to family. And maybe in your world, a uncomfortable way. But for us, it was the early stages of our existence. As we are wanting to distance ourselves from each other, at least in a way where we know our role in the family is. And even spirit beings in your spirit world are very close together. Yes, very, very close. And you're healing a lot of that on your world. Of its warning of your individual selves, warning who you are. Some of you are, or some throughout your history have been like copies of your family, copies of your mother, copy of your father, etc. And now you're warning more of the individual. So this world is about soul restructuring. Other planets that have a higher vibration are very similar to the spirit world. So what happens in the spirit world is, it goes into the incarnation realities. Your world is healing a lot. It's taking you to the next level. Actually, you might have a third dimensional vibration, but you're ending old traditions of the higher dimensional beings. For them, it is fine. But for you, you are becoming more of an individual being, you're understanding the structure of yourself, which many of you are finding difficult. You're trying to figure out who you are, but you're not realizing also the family dynamics from your current family, your spirit family is still very connected to you. It's like, who is me and who is them? Some of you that have Anunnaki incarnations have no problem disconnecting yourself from the family, call yourself rebels. Well, you've had enough of it. You've grown through it, through the hardships of it, very connected to family, disconnect. And some of you you've learned what you're here to teach the human faster than the human can learn it. We'll say that again, so Anunnaki brings in a way of soul growth, of just disconnecting from the family, learning more of yourself. Anunnaki beings have that within as they learn through the individual, they teach that to the human. Some humans learn, some people don't. Anunnaki beings, as you reincarnate as a human, you know these things already. You know, to be an individual, cut yourself from the family. I'm going to be a rebel. I don't care what they say. They want me to be an accountant. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be what they want me to do. I'm not going to have 10 kids as my family tells me to. That is actually an Anunnaki way. Even reptilians are known to give in. Not I realize there's beings that can go against it. But that's the Anunnaki way. It truly is. It is, because even Anunnaki, the alien, has a lot of faults. Well, it's growth. We have to start somewhere. And yes, and the family dynamic is very close. A loving, maybe over-loving relationship. As you disconnect from that side of it and go more, as you say, more into the individual, that is what you are today here. You have to learn more of that. So, yes, you're releasing a lot of family energies currently. You're not always realizing what you're carrying around, of course. That is what we are here for. And there's many layers. It's like a book. It's like a book that's stuck together. All the pages are stuck together. Like some pages you can read, some pages you can't. That's who you are today. There's only certain levels of information you can receive to find who you are, here to see your timelines. So you're part of also the timeline of the earth. Timeline of the earth is like you have your timeline, but the timeline earth is like your soul growth timeline, and you have the earth timeline. So yes, you can be a higher dimensional being, you can fly, you can know these things. But the earth says we don't need any flying people right now. You can be telepathic, you can connect to your vibrations, but flying people, we have planes for the moment. So you go by the Earth timeline. So if you have a complaint department complaining to the Earth's energy field, doesn't mean you cannot connect to your higher abilities, you can, but the Earth project requires a grounded human for the moment. As you are, everyone, of course, is able to do a great deal, but it's like an actor in a play. You play that, you know what the final scene looks like, or you know where you can go, but you follow, like you say, the script of what is needed for the play to continue, to connect to those. It's like, yes, you can be a flying being, but what about people that need you here grounded? In a holiday that you don't, yes, going to Christmas or a holiday you don't really want to go to for a family gathering, but how convenient you are brought to it because your energies are needed for it. Things will change. You are in a changing pattern currently. And you're more basically, yes, you go to a family gathering, you might start visualizing yourself of who you really are. It's like you have humans here and you feel like you're just a big bird being. All of a sudden, I feel like I'm somebody else. So there's different aspects of you discovering who you truly are. And it has to sneak up to you at this moment. The earth, yes, is doing what it needs to, but you're also doing what you need to. Just the process, yes, might be slow but necessary. Because you're on a soul journey to unlock your past. The Babylonian energies are your New York City, your Chicago, even your LA has Babylonian vibrations. Your Germany has Babylonian vibrations. Your Rome, Babylonian. Your modern Babylon. Babylon's always transforming itself, isn't it? Egypt. Egypt was the one that was set the stage of basically to learn from the lessons of the past through Thoth and others. Thoth was a proud leader. You have Ra, but Thoth seems to be the one that was more head rounded, more straight to the point. Now the human DNA, the human computer, you don't have to look at it that way, but you are basically a human computer of biological energies, of course. Anunnaki left knowledge for you to download from the earth into you. So they're always downloading from the earth. You're not always aware of it. You do bring weather format anomalies to yourself. You might always, and it's knowledge from the weather. So your journeys here of understanding your alien contact, your alien connections, as a lot of these alien beings and connected to Earth to create these weather anomalies for you not to forget who they are, that they're here. Some are animal beings, of course, and they do. Some of you are connected to cats or canines to remember yourself. And you might see your feline friend or your cat friend or your bunny friend as a humanoid being, because much of that's going to start to evolve. Some of you that are around fish, the fish is a Syrian energy. The fish is a knowledge from Sirius as for you're healing a lot of their problems. Yes, Sirius brought a lot of their problems here, more than even the Anunnaki can handle. But it was necessary for your growth. Because Syrians know how to grow a soul, how to make it complicated. But the Anunnaki beings are here to set up the human to learn these things. It's like Syrians brought the school, and the Anunnaki built the student. Well, at least to prepare the student. Let's put it that way. And yes, it collided at first. called wars. it and also you're healing a lot of your Atlantean energies too. As once again, Atlanteans made a great amount of mistakes in your past. And the Syrians are here to for you not to forget those mistakes. It's ingrained into your society. Your politics is your Atlantean society that helped overthrow it or throw it into the sea. They didn't want to take, yes, you might not enjoy the politics of your world, but the echo of the past is still here. Until you learn the lesson to take down that infrastructure, it's not going to go away until you finally realize why it's there to begin with. It's there to know that was the demise of your higher dimensions, and it's going to be stay and reign over your world until you're ready to let it go. Is yes, your Syrians are tough teachers, but yes, you think you've learned a lesson, you don't have to go through this anymore, but yet it still persists. Your politics are still here. Politician manipulations. It's the same as goes because everyone's your human collective not learned from the lessons of it. So it still continues. Your Hollywood, same ordeal. I believe you have the idea of that. It's like you might have learned the lessons, but what about the collective? So you're still learning yourselves through all this. Your individual self of how to look further into your politics as you go galactically, where the origins of your politicians, of why this is even here, on a spiritual level of it. Yeah, it's quite deep, as you can see. Not always something you always want to see, but if you want to move into a higher direction, you have to dive deep. Yes, it is messy there, isn't it? So much of what destroyed your world in your past is here currently. It is part of your culture. Your Hollywood, of course, and your music to keep the minds busy. And your work situation will all calm down when the time is right. Basically, yes, you're shifting your vibration. It is sound, it is music, it is your soul is music, actually. It is a sound vibration, it's a frequency, as you know. Eventually, you'll be able to tap into those frequencies. It's not always, you can probably feel it as we're speaking now. The frequency that you have, and you can go as high as you want, will help you see the world a little bit more clear. You just know, many want to raise their vibrations, but actually your vibrations already raised. You're just not aware of it. It's just because, it's you're yes living a human experience. You're not always thinking about connecting to the frequency that is you. The frequency that is you is a harmonic vibration from spirit. Spirit's always singing. It's always song in the spirit world. It's always a vibration. As you feel it, your world will start to sing itself, not just the oceans, but the world. As your problems begin to die down. Doesn't mean you all have to start singing to each other into higher frequencies, but you just put out a vibration of song. You just feel an energy field around you. Doesn't mean you have to verbally sing. You just feel once again, a frequency coming from you. There's already a frequency now, but there's different frequencies that you can tap into. So you're always at a higher density level. Always. Even the lower levels, as you call it, lower, it's just a different type of energy. That's all. Well, they know them, the lower dimensions, or as you call them, and know themselves much more than the higher dimensions usually. And that's the reason they have their darkness, and they can connect to the higher vibrations sometimes even more because they're just more confident in themselves. Higher frequencies are, they say they're higher frequencies. It's like you're such a high, it's like eventually somebody's going to blow you down. So some would rather feel more grounded it's like some people are their worst enemy. With vices, smoking, drug addiction, whatever addiction that might be. It's like instead of having enemies, they're their own enemy. But at least they know who the enemy is. Well, others at the higher frequencies, who is going to come here and test me to take me down? So it's different ways. Souls operate on different wavelengths. Everybody's different how they experience this reality. That's all. That was heavy. Greetings to you. Yes, I am the Ice Queen from Agartha. Greetings to your habitat. The oceans, yes, are as of knowledge. Your ice, your winter is as of data that needs to, like when it snows, it's information that needs to stay there for a while. You notice how when it snows, it just kind of cakes around. It's knowledge from the higher realms, and it's a download that you might not always want to receive. It's downloads from your Middle East places. You're not always aware of what you're receiving. It's a gift from the earth, not an easy one. Fire is also a gift from the earth, as it can put out any fire it wants to, but why do that? Especially the lessons I've not been learned on this world, which brings in a fire situation, at least your California. I mean, the lessons are not always learned. So you keep repeating certain situations, such as a fire, even your hurricanes, same situation. Like a hurricane is where its origins come from. Even if it is coming from manipulative energy, what does it have to say now? Why was it even given power to be manipulated to begin with? And what is it here to say? Who is it here to? A lot of it has times it's just here to wipe out, clear out what does not need to be there anymore. It's like you're done with this. Even if you might not like that, but it's going to happen anyway. Your fire is the same. Your hurricane it's just there to out with the old and it's like another version of a war, basically. Humanity can change its vibration, its ways of looking at things. It's like, yeah, that building's been there for quite a long time. Nobody's been there, and then a hurricane comes and wipe it out. Hurricanes are also here to move people to different places too. Some people call them. Sometimes change, yes, it can be violent if you're not willing to change yourself. What are you afraid of? There shouldn't be nothing to be afraid of. If you're afraid of it, some people are afraid of change. That's why they occur. It's not about the storm, it's about the person, what they're going through right now. And relocating is not easy, but sometimes you need somebody to push you out of there. In my presence here, as there are many ice queens, energy, we are, yes, teachers. Notice how even teachers kind of say the same thing over and over again. It's almost like an ice block that just like Antarctica. I come from Antarctica. Antarctica is usually the same coldness, same energy throughout the year. A lot of your teachers are the same way, the same vibration all year round. Says the same thing over and over again. Different students, same knowledge. They might tweak it here and there, but sometimes that knowledge is repeated over and over and over forever. Not everybody's getting it, or it's just that it's either you have to keep reminding yourself of it, or it's just that those tales have not been fully understood by society. So the echo of the past. So even if you're getting the wrong information from teachers, it still has a place in your reality. Much of your history is wrong history, but you have not heard it enough to get rid of it. As like the ice of Antarctica, when you're ready for a change will occur. Antarctica will melt. You'll have a new reality. So yeah, it's new knowledge basically. So the old knowledge has to continue on until you're ready for something new. And that's, yes, is going to be a difficult one, isn't it, for your global society? Now, it happens gradually, as is happening now. New knowledge is finding its way in. That's not easy, isn't it? Yeah, teaching a dog new tricks, trying to teach a human new tricks is even harder. Saying for a dog is one thing. Cat is even impossible sometimes. Unless you have, yes, a flavor, something for it to a treat or something. Sometimes it works. Stubbornness is very known to your world, as you know. But the ocean has knowledge there. Deep, deep knowledge. That's why your oceans are so deep. Another reason for it. Even the shallow areas, even a puddle has knowledge. A portal we can create. Everything has, but your ocean shows the depth of your world. Not many of you go into the ocean, go down into the deep depths of your Pacific. I don't believe I've seen many of you there recently. Now, some of you do go there in astral. It can get very intense, can't it? That shows the intensity of your universe also. As there are places in your universe that only a few beings will go there to handle its intensity. You can say why you're incarnated here, to prepare you for a harder journey after this. And during this, you'll better understand it on a galactic level, of course. Most of your and some of your humans here that aren't aware of any of your higher dimensional self, many of them are there as slave beings, as they are so used to that vibration. So, like, if you go into the outer regions of your universe, go to a planet, it's like, there's something very familiar about this place. It feels like I'm on Earth. It's because pieces of other planets are here right now. So, as you go more into who you are, yeah, you'll feel other planets that are somewhat similar. Because you're here to learn about your universe. That's why you're here. It's all here. It's just not easy to decode. And that's what's frustrating. Well, that's what's frustrating, but not frustrating, is that many of you go into spiritual development and not always trusting your intuitions. Because there's only so much one person can handle. That's why you have groups, and we understand you need a group to understand these things, or other people to help you bring out the information. Like, you might have the information, but you need somebody else there to tell it to for you to even understand it. Because right now it's too crazy for you to even understand. As some of you, or many of you, are aware. So as you go into your awakening process, your human collective that's shut down spiritually will begin to open up more. Some of you keep a lot of third dimensional people shut down. Not forcing it, but it's like they're keeping, because you don't want to open yourself up too soon. It can be intense for you. Higher dimensional knowledge, yes, it sounds wonderful, but can you handle it? So it's a gradual, as you upgrade, the world unlocks itself slowly. So it's just a very slow moving vibration. Because what your aliens, your higher dimensions are so intense to where you're at right now. Yes, you can easily explode, as some of you have already felt. So you say, okay, that's too much, and you dial yourself down a little bit. So be thankful for those that aren't aware of all of this, because they help ground your energies to this reality. Some might do the opposite. Oh, I can handle all this, but there's so much knowledge here from the universe. You have to take it easy on ourselves. Some might feel it's too much, but your alien disclosure, the reason why it's buried, because you're understanding the alien species that you're here to connect with. Some are quite dependent on you, meaning like an alien being might appear, and then all of a sudden they're your new best friend. You can't get rid of them. There's some of that out there. Yeah, because they're curious about you. They're curious about humans. You're so shut down, and now you're opening up is like a whole new world for them, as it is for you. You're preparing yourself for alien contact, yes. You're understanding yourself so you can handle the alien vibrations. So that's happening now. It's trickling in slowly. But yes, 5 to 10 years or sooner, your even Agartha vibrations will open. But I know many of you want to connect to your alien friends because they're part of your creation here. Of course, you want to reach out to them. But Agarthian beings, not everybody likes Agarthian beings because we keep you here. Yes, hug a tree. They might help you release you from this planet. Yeah, you're nicer to the trees. They might give you a little bit of a pass. Connect you to a spaceship if you want, possibly. Yes, you want to know more about your universe, talk to your trees. They know everything.